My name's Jerome Walters. I'm a senior partner at Alysian. Alysian are a boutique management consultancy company focused on private equity and its clients across the world. We were only formed in 2021. Now we're across 10 countries and serve some of the biggest private equity clients in the world. Yeah, for me, it's data confidentiality are probably one of the key areas. And that comes in terms of both internally and externally. The internal side, I think, is not focused on enough by most organizations and how you actually manage that. So that's a pretty key aspect for us, but also externally with our clients. Super important as a management consultancy to protect that without any potential threats, or at least to mitigate those threats as best you possibly can. So they're the two key areas that we focus on. Well, before this, I was a CIO, a global CIO for 10 years across some pretty large organizations. I think in that time you've seen enough and learnt enough and have enough scars to understand the importance to spend on all IT security, in fact. And I think every day it gets more and more sophisticated and more advanced. Unless you keep up with it, you will be breached. As I said, I was a global CIO and not for a FTSE 100 at the time in Johnson Matthey. At that point in time, we needed to mature our cybersecurity, our strategy, and exactly how we implemented that strategy. So from that time, I used CyberOne, and from that good experience in that time, even though it was a big corporate organization, that certainly brought me back to thinking I should use them again. And so from prior experience and really hands-on experience with the team at the time, and it was nice to see some of those same people come back and working with me with Alysian this time. So that was fantastic that some of the great people that you had are still there. For us, we wanted a bit more tailored support specific to our needs, but also we're a Microsoft house, so it's really important for us to leverage the tools that we already have and are paying for. So within the business, we didn't have all of those skills, and it's always very hard to keep up to date with some of those and to really get the most out of them. So I think using somebody that's absolute specialist in Microsoft, is a massive advantage for us. And I think, really optimizing those tools. Any tools is only as good as how you implement it. And Microsoft is no exception to that. So I think that's one of the really key areas. I think CyberOne was fantastic on the Microsoft side and given us a lot of benefit to leverage the capabilities of Microsoft, which is I also see is very, very positive. CyberOne was really responsive to our needs, and they also brought a really experienced team to the table and actually delivered what they said. So that was really key for myself, along with being cost effective. But I think CyberOne were very, very good at delivering results fast, and that's what I needed. And what I do see now is real visibility across the stack. I can see the reports out every month, etc. So I do feel a lot more confident that our security is in a much better place with CyberOne than what they would have been if we had have tried to do something like this internally. If there's one thing I've learned in cyberspace is that security threat just ever increases. So you really got to try and keep in front of it the whole time. You can't just do a strategy and put it in the cupboard. You actually really have to live it and keep evolving it as we go. I think that's where CyberOne's quite good, because they really do help you evolve it and to actually manage against the advancing threats that we face. And they are going to be more and more advancing. And I think that's probably one of the biggest risks that we have, across all organizations is cyber. And that's what we need to focus on.